Welcome back to more Covert Ops Nuclear Dawn. And now, today we are going to explore some new cars. I sound really excited, don't I? I was trying to think of a witty intro for this and couldn't think of one. So, swipe that card here. Yay! I don't know why I feel the need to do that every time I swipe one of these. Come in here, and actually I'm going to save us some time. I realized something that I need to do because of being in here. But okay, so that is where the assault rifle is going to be later. We saw assault rifle rounds earlier. We don't have the key for that though. So come over here. We don't actually need anything in here right now. There's a bulletproof vest that we can't actually take, but we can use that for something better. Night vision goggles, we'll need that for, I believe, car 5. This is supposed to be the armory, but there's no weapons in here. I don't know why. Well, there's the assault rifle that's locked up, I guess. Alright, so there's that. Come over here. And this is where we're going to go to progress. Unlock that. And come up here. Yeah, sorry, if I seem out of it, it's because I'm actually pretty tired. So, there should be an ammo clip and a first aid kit in here. This is actually where we need to go to progress the game. And I'm having trouble. I don't want to go up those stairs because that's going to lead us to stuff I don't want to deal with. There we go. Alright, so we can do that. That will unlock that. Now, let's go do what we need to do with that bulletproof vest, and then we will continue. I meant to say we'll do something else with that bulletproof vest, not something better. Yeah, I've been on very little sleep last night. I actually called into work. I don't know who has jobs where they can actually call into work, right? Just because I didn't get any sleep, but I was still trying to go. I got up, got dressed and everything, but I guess I was moving so sluggish, and I did stop and sit down for a few minutes, and it ended up being like 20 minutes, and I don't know if I fell asleep or not, but all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I needed to get ready to hurry, which I did, but unfortunately, by the time I got out there, I'd already missed the bus. So, we read a file earlier about somebody missing a bulletproof vest. That was Billy. And how'd you find it? Or where'd you find it? I thought I lost it. Thanks, Lieutenant. Hey, see, every now and again I can read a little bit. That is actually really important that we do that. You can complete the game without doing that, but you'll get a worse ending. And we don't want worse endings. So I'm going to save that, and I'll meet you right back here. Alright, we are saved up, and I went ahead and dropped off all the items that we're not going to need. I should have walked through that door just because it might have been slightly different than these corridors. Not much, but maybe slightly. Oh well. That is a big drawback of this game, is it does get kind of boring in that all we're doing is we're running around on a train. And it ends up kind of lasting a little too long because there are going to be some segments later on, I haven't decided if I'm going to fast forward them or not, where we're going to have to go from one side of the train to the other, back to the other side, back to the other as we open up these cars. So let's go up here. Whee! Well, we'll see how I do that when we get there. After a while, it just becomes pretty mundane, seeing the same cars over and over again. I do like this. At least they're trying to explain, yeah, we're going to have to fight him. At least they're trying to explain why they're going to be respawning some terrorists later, as they are throwing out some new ones as reinforcements. I'd forgotten about this particular segment. But that does explain why whenever we run around the train later, because we are going to go all the way through everything again, why there are more terrorists. And I can live with that. Alright, we could have control of our character. And somebody's shooting us from behind. Damn it, Jack. This guy's being a dick. And that. Thank you. I hope that didn't just cost me some ammo, because one of those guys dropped ammo. Pick it up. This should be a first aid kit. Nice. No Jack. No Jack. This area is kind of pretty. I like the out of train areas. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so they did leave our bullets. They're on top of this, but they're there. Yeah, it's pretty dirty though. They're... Oh god. Okay, and there's somebody behind us. Somewhere. There he is. I think that's everyone. Let me do a quick check. I don't think anybody else dropped anything. If they did, I'm not seeing it. I think it was just those two guys. Yeah, this is pretty. This is pretty. I like this aspect. I didn't talk about it earlier, but I like this out of the train. It's... Oh god, there's another guy. No, it wasn't. That was scenery. Never mind. Yeah, I like the scenery though outside of the train. They did a really good job with it. It looks really pretty. I think that's what I was trying to say earlier when I was talking about the PS1. I think the look of a lot of the games on the PS1 are a lot prettier. These a lot more colors, and I like that. Hey, you, bastard. And the guy has disappeared, and the train is going away. Why Jack thought that was a good idea, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a trained special ops guy or anything like that, but that just seems incredibly stupid. What do I know? Alright, so there should be bullets right down here. Go. Let's reload. Since there's no reload button, which is pretty annoying. So there are a couple things. One, there's a save point right here, so let's go ahead and use that. Yeah, I don't know. I remember in my original, I made a comment about how this looks kind of like Otherworld Train. Like if you were comparing it to Silent Hill, that's what I was thinking of. It kind of does in a way. It looks a little bit more rusty. It's probably not actually rust. Okay, so I'm going to go in here. You don't have to. It may end up getting me killed, in which case I'll reload. But there is an item that's useful in here, and I want to get it. I may end up taking damage on it, but I think it's going to be... I think it's going to be useful. Okay. So, how am I going to get this guy? This is going to be interesting. Damn it. Alright, well, that could have been worse. I'll take a couple shots in order to get that. That is ammo we will need for later. We can't actually progress any further than this. For whatever reason, he won't climb over those boxes, but it doesn't really matter. If he would stay where I want him to stay and push this, then we would get another ammo clip. I would like to have gotten past that guy without wasting a bullet and without taking damage, but the thing is with the bosses, so the first boss we're going to face actually isn't the one I thought it was. So I was talking about one that takes up a lot of supplies. I wasn't actually talking about the one we're going to deal with. I thought this was the second boss, but I think it actually is the second boss that I was talking about. We'll find out when we get there. Alright, so now we've done that. Load. And I could save, but I can redo that if I have to. I'm probably going to get killed here coming up. There's no items in this train. I am trying to be careful because they will spawn some guys here sometimes. Like that. Hi, how you doing? Feel like wasting my time some more?
Hey, you.
I know you do. And I think one of them drops bullets. So I may be having a cut while I look for that, but I think one of them does. Oh, well, here we go. Nice. Sorry about running through the menus like that. Alright, I'm going to hope they don't spawn anybody, and I'm going to go save that, actually. There we go. Now let's continue. Thankfully nobody else spawned, which is nice. That seems to be a weird room where people just like to spawn. And... yeah, now we gotta deal with this guy. Wow! Okay. I took more damage there than I really should have taken, and I think I just got hit once, but... you know what? I can live with that. So, we should be picking up some items here. We've got... that, which is completely useless, but let's go look at it anyways. Go ahead and reload that. Check. And that should put that into our file. Doesn't really matter. I think it's a clue for something later. Got that, which will be useful later. And that. I actually had a really easy time with that boss battle. If I could have just not gotten hit that one time, my health would still be good. I guess his arrows take a lot of damage off of you, which is kind of annoying. So let's swipe the card. I'm tempted to go back and save that, but since I lost so much health, if I need to fight him again, I will. We've got a bitch of a puzzle coming up. It's probably going to kill me several times. Yes, I know. So they're telling us that we're headed for a cliff or something, and we gotta align the train, and we gotta do it right quick, or we're gonna die. Alright, and we're on a time schedule. And yeah, you can actually skip that. I found that out. So that's news to me. I was just hitting every button I could until he actually skips it. I'm on my 4th try at this. I know what you gotta do, it's just I can't see the train and the speedometer at the same time. So I'm gonna start slowing him now, and hopefully that'll get us close. Try to get us to 80 miles per hour, and then we'll kind of go from there. There's car 4 there, that's what we need to align with, but we're not going 80 yet. Hey, I did it that time! Up the ladder. Whee! And now I'm going to get a call on the radio, and I'm going to be really annoyed. Well, it's coming up here in a second once we take over. I mean, I want to go save now. That's my goal. I want to save. But instead, we're going to have to listen to bullshit from the radio. We'll not listen to it. Jack will listen to it, but since we only get text, we don't actually get dialogue, well, tell them we're back on the Blue Harvest. I'm not sure what else they're talking about because I'm not going to bother reading it. Pause it if you want. Don't really care. We are on car 4. It looks like we got a hatch. So yeah, I had to refight that boss a couple of times. The cannon time, the time I ended up saving it on, I actually did the same. I had one point I was actually doing better, and then something screwed up and I started getting hit all the time. I actually had a really easy time with that fight on my original run, although I think I did about the same. So we're trying to go down the ladder. I'm trying to get Jack to do that. Yeah, I think that was my 4th or 5th attempt at doing that. So I want a save point. I don't know where one is, so that should make life interesting.
Roger, over now.
Okay, so I'm going to have to refinish my thought because I'm going to cut my sitting around there. So what I did was I was going to go back and save. However, unfortunately, every time I tried to walk in a different direction, Jack went the wrong way each time I tried to back out and move around. And so I ended up taking damage. There's going to be another guard over here. Thought there was a file over here somewhere, but maybe not. Come on, Jack. There's going to be a guy that's going to come over here. Alright, I'm trying to position myself to where maybe I can shoot him. Alright, that could have gone worse. So I did end up having to shoot that guy that was running around there, but I'd already stopped my recording, so I didn't get that. But he's dead. I suffered a lot more damage than I wanted to. Nothing over there. Come this way. So yeah, I think I was trying to say with that puzzle, and this kind of works with also watching the target and trying to watch Jack. Same thing. I can only see a little bit, like one section of the screen at a time. Like right now I'm looking at Jack, so I can hardly really see what else is around except for him. I thought there was an item over here, but maybe not. So it's really kind of hard to, and there's a save point, so let me do inventory stuff. It's hard for me to see what's all going on around the screen. Like, say, for example, if I'm trying to watch the target thing to see if Jack is actually targeting him, I can't see where I'm actually pointing, and so that gets really annoying. So I think it's card G actually opens this door. If not, well, then I'm going to get killed. Hey, it works. There we go. So yeah, that opened that. There's going to be a guy right here.
Don't move.
Nice. So when I was doing that puzzle, it was really difficult because I could only watch the speedometer and then not really watch the train. So I had to keep kind of going back and forth. There's something in one of these things, and Jack's turning the wrong way. There we go. So we're going to get a second pistol. And the way that works is you can combine them and it makes dual pistols, which is kind of cool. I think there's a file in here somewhere, so let's find that. But so when I was doing that puzzle, I could only look at either the speedometer or the... Here it is. As soon as I can pick it up. There we go. I think this says something about a helicopter, but don't ask me what or why or anything like that, because I don't know. But there it is. So I can only look at the speedometer. I don't think there's anything in here yet, so we're not really going to mess with it. We'll need to come back there later. Or the train, so I had to keep kind of shifting back and forth, and it got pretty annoying. Alright, so let me go deposit some stuff, and I'll be right back. So I know we need to come here at some point, so eventually we did have to fight those two guys. But I really should have just gone and saved before doing that. That's really annoying. But oh well. I think this one is... Yeah, that's the car 3. Okay, so that's locked. So we're on car 4, so we got to get to car 5. And of course we can't just go there. We've got to unlock it somehow. Fortunately, it's really not that big of a deal. I hope nobody else spawns in here. I think I missed a file that was in here somewhere, but I can't remember. This room will be important later. I'm really considering quitting. Like, just getting to a stopping point to where this LP can continue on my original run, just kind of like I did Silent Hill. I'm really considering doing that. I might do that after I finish this segment, actually. Unless somebody wants me to continue. In which case, okay, so I think it's 1, 3, 3. Yes. Alright. My commentary is a lot better on this. And I think the gameplay, for the most part, is, except I'm actually doing worse in terms of supplies. And health. And a girl is screaming outside. It's kind of turning me on. Oh, yeah. I don't know if they're having a party or what. She's not making noises like, oh my god, somebody's raping me, so I feel like it's probably okay. And to be fair, even if it was somebody getting raped, it's not like I'm going to do anything about it. I mean, I'm not risking life and limb for somebody I don't know. And here's where the game is going to get stupid. Robots. I don't know a better way to do this, so this is how I'm going to take this thing out. It's going to take a lot of my health, but... But I lived! I don't want that yet. Let's go ahead and use a health item. I wanted to wait till after the next thing, but that's okay. We will use that health momentarily. Oh no, I used the health. I mean, we'll pick up that ammo momentarily. So, first we want to combine that. Unfortunately, we have to do all this through the menu. We'll go in there in a second. Grab this. That's the machine gun ammo. And I'll deal with that in a second. Cheap bastard. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I expected worse, but that's alright. There is a file right there. Oh cool, I don't think you can automatically skip it. I don't think they have anything, so I'm not bothering to check. I'm just trying to navigate my way through all this crap so that I can activate this switch. I know it seems like we have a lot of supplies, but we really don't. Like I said, the next boss we're going to fight, I thought it was the first boss, but it's actually the second boss in the game. He's going to be he's going to require a lot of ammo and health. And I'm going to try and see if I can find a better strategy for fighting him than the way I did originally. But we'll see how that goes. Another door in here. So I'll go ahead and show you where we're going to go next and what we're going to do. So I am actually going to go back to car 6, I think it is right here, and save. So there's going to be a guy on the way, so if you decide to do that, then be prepared for that because you're going to have to deal with him. But I'll meet y'all back here unless I decide to discontinue this LP, and in which case my original will pick up in car 6. But the gameplay will all be set up the way... Like, it will be at this spot in the game. So hopefully I'll continue, though, but we'll see. It's given me a lot of bullshit lately. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.